The topic that we will discuss today is the organophosphate poisoning. But before we really discuss this topic, I want to ask that what are the uses of the organophosphate compounds? Can anyone tell me what are the uses of the organophosphate compounds?
Pesticides.
These are used as the pesticides. Pesticides are the herbicides. And warfare. Biological warfare agents. Very good. Warfare agents. Now gas agents. Can you tell me the names of those now gas agents? And these were used in the Second World War. Can you tell me? Somen, sarin, and taboon. Also VX. This was used in the Second World War by the Hitler. And also they are known as, also used as medical purpose. In which disease mostly, not these agents are used, but those agents are used which mimic the actions just like that of the organophosphates. They are used in the myasthenia gravis and also in Alzheimer's disease. So these are actually a few uses of the organophosphate compounds. But our topic is the organophosphate poisoning or organophosphate toxicity. So before you really understand the clinical features of the organophosphate poisoning, you have to actually understand the mechanism of these agents, how they work in the body. Let's come to the very basic physiology. For example, this is the presynaptic neuron. For example, this is presynaptic neuron. Okay, and this is the postsynaptic neuron. We know that the presynaptic neurons communicate with the postsynaptic neurons by releasing certain chemicals. That means they talk to each other by certain chemicals, by mediators. In the presynaptic neurons, the vesicles are present. And here the receptors are present for those chemicals which are supposed to be released from these vesicles. Now in this vesicle, we are enlarging it, the acetylcholine is present. So when it is supposed to be released, it comes in contact with the surface and acetylcholine is released here. Acetylcholine is released here, and for this acetylcholine there are the receptors on the postsynaptic neuron. But they should not communicate with each other for a long time. ज़्यादा बात करना किसी को अच्छा नहीं लगता, सही है? So they should not communicate with each other for a long time. For this purpose, the nature has provided a special enzyme, acetylcholine esterase. Once the talk is over, this acetylcholine is broken down. Once the work is accomplished, this acetylcholine is broken down. But what happens in this organophosphate compounds? These compounds actually block this enzyme. So what will happen? They will keep on communicating with each other for a longer time. Whenever there is elevated level, so what happens now? Acetylcholine is elevated in this organophosphate poisoning. It is elevated. So what it will do? It will bind wherever the receptors for the acetylcholine are present. So two types of the receptors are present in the body for the acetylcholine, and those are, yes, very good. This is the acetylcholine, muscarinic receptors. These are the muscarinic receptors, and nicotinic receptors are present. Nicotinic receptors are further of the two types. Those receptors which are present at the ganglia, these are known as the neuroneuronal. These are known as the neuroneuronal. Neuroneuronal. Say, in those receptors, nicotinic receptors which are present along with the muscles, these are known as the neuromuscular. These can be blocked as well as these can be blocked. Neuromuscular, they are blocked by curare. Have you studied curare? They are blocked by this. And neuronal, hexamethonium. So acetylcholine binds with the muscarinic receptors as well as with the nicotinic receptors. The clinical features which will be appreciated in the patient secondary to the prolonged binding of acetylcholine with these receptors are different for the muscarinic as well as different for the nicotinic. So the clinical features which will get birth by the muscarinic activation, those are, tell me, those are, there's actually a mnemonic for this. Everything goes up. So there will be the salivation. Patient will keep on spitting. More and more oral secretions would be there. And lacrimation, not only spitting but also weeping. Lacrimation.
Urination.
And not only spitting, lacrimating, but also urinating. Urination. And
Diarrhea, diaphoresis.
Diarrhea, diaphoresis.
GI upset.
So what will happen? These actually are the fluids of the body, and they are expelled out at the cost of salivation, at the cost of lacrimation, at the cost of urination, at the cost of diarrhea and diaphoresis. Ultimately, patient may develop the dehydration. So D for also dehydration. And GI upset, also diarrhea for this. GI upset means diarrhea, vomiting. And emesis, emesis means vomiting. And mydriasis, this is the MCQ that I gave you, but all of you did wrong.
सर वहाँ तो आपने बस क्लिनिक नहीं था लिखा हुआ.
All are the features of the muscarinic receptors except so meiosis was there, I think.
मेट्रियासिस ऑप्शन था, डायरिया था, डायफोरेसिस था.
Actually, mydriasis, not meiosis. Mydriasis or meiosis?
Metriasis था वहाँ पे.
मेट्रियासिस था वहाँ पे सर ये.
So in the muscarinic, what will happen? Meiosis will happen or mydriasis
मेट्रियासिस
will happen?
होती है सर.
पक्का?
नहीं नहीं मियोसिस होती है
Meiosis, yeah, so meiosis.
Yes,
जो सर डम्बल्स पे मॉर्निंग का उसमें मेट्रियासिस.
Meiosis होती है.
एट्रोपिन में मेटासिस.
Okay, meiosis होती है.
फिर हमारा
You may also correct it.
सर ये गूगल किए मेट्रियासिस लिखा हुआ इस पे.
If I am wrong, you may also correct it. I think meiosis होती है, ठीक है?
So we will discuss it later after the
डिस्कस हो चुका है ये. ठीक है? So these are actually the clinical features which are secondary to the muscarinic activation. Now coming towards the nicotinic. Nicotinic में क्या होता है? Nicotinic receptors are present, I told you, in the neurons as well as in the neuromuscular junction. So what will happen? There will be the paralysis. Number one. And second, headache. headache, ataxia, headache, ataxia, and confusion, fasciculations. So these are most likely the features of the nicotinic activation. So usually these patients present to you typically with the features of the muscarinic activation. They may also present to you with the nicotinic features, but typically they present to you with the muscarinic features. Now how it is diagnosed? I think you are getting this and you are present like this. If anyone is not getting, please tell me. These are the clinical features. Now how it is diagnosed in the body. Number one, diagnosis. Coming towards its diagnosis, and diagnosis is based on history and labs. History, there will be actually history. But before we discuss this diagnosis, I want to actually clearly consider that it has also impact on the reproductive system. आपने अभी देखा होगा कि most likely girls born हो रही है. What is the reason behind this? It is specialized nowadays. It has been studied that it is actually has an impact on the Y chromosome. खासकर के farmers जो हैं, ये farmers में most common है. उनमें fertility भी हो रही है आजकल. They are facing the fertility problem, and this has actually specialized impact upon the Y chromosome. So if they are not infertile, they usually give birth to the females. So in the reproductive system, fertility is affected infertility, most likely, which results in the low quality of the sperms. Sperm quality is affected. And semen volume is also decreased. And in the females, what it does, these are actually the prolonged effects, late effects. In the females, there is actually the spontaneous abortions. Spontaneous abortions, early miscarriages, and disturbance in their periods, menstrual periods. So somehow it is also impact upon the reproductive system as well. And it is also implicated in the cancer of the prostate. Usually the farmers may present to you in the late manifestations if they have the history. It is the risk factor for the prostate cancer as well. So coming towards the diagnosis now. History would be there and clinical examinations would be there. Now labs, which is the best test for the organophosphate poisoning, very specific.
RBC.
Cholinesterase level in the RBC. So RBC, cholinesterase level. This cholinesterase level can also be obtained in the serum, but that is known as the pseudocholinesterase level. The specific one is the cholinesterase level in the red blood cell. In the lymphocyte, there is also another level that we see, and that is in the lymphocyte. This is called the lymphocyte. What is that one? Neuropathy, target, esterase level. Remember this. In the lymphocyte, there is actually a neuropathic target esterase level. And esterase, an enzyme which is responsible for causing the neuropathy generated in the lymphocyte. सही है? So RBC cholinesterase level and pseudocholinesterase level, which is in the serum, and lymphocyte neuropathy target esterase level. So this is actually the diagnosis. But when these things are not available and you are suspecting organophosphate poison in a patient, then what you will do? When labs are not available and you are suspecting organophosphate poisoning level in a patient, or patient is giving the history that I have taken the organophosphate, but there are no clinical features suggested of the organophosphate, still you are in the suspicious, then what you will do? Atropine challenge test. Have you studied atropine challenge test? Normally, atropine, what does it do? It actually
Blocks the enzyme.
causes the tachycardia. If I give you atropine, you will develop the tachycardia. But the patients who have taken the organophosphates, if you are giving them atropine, they must also develop the tachycardia. But if they are poisoned, the tachycardic level will not be to that of those who have not taken the organophosphate. नहीं आया समझ में? अगर किसी पेशेंट ने ऑर्गेनोफॉस्फेट नहीं लिया है, अगर मैं उसको एट्रोपिन दे रहा हूं, the patient who is not taking the organophosphate, and if I am going to give the atropine, there will be the tachycardia, there will be the increase in heart rate from the baseline greater than 20%. But if the patients who have taken the organophosphate and they have still not developed the clinical manifestations, and if you are going to give them the atropine, they will also develop the tachycardia, but from a level from the baseline that will be less than 20%. This is actually known as the atropine challenge test. You are confirming whether the patient has developed or whether the patient has received the organophosphates or not. So this is known as atropine challenge test.
So you want a clinical manifestation?
Still the patient has not developed the clinical manifestation. If the patient has developed the clinical manifestation, you will not go for the atropine challenge test, then you will go for the treatment in the form of atropine. Atropine challenge test. So if anyone is asking you what is the atropine challenge test, you will reply there, it is actually a test for confirming or for ruling out the suspicious of the organophosphate poisoning. Now how will you treat this case? How you will treat the patient of the organophosphate?
Atropine.
पहले तो decontaminate करेंगे, पहले decontamination, ठीक है? और आपको भी खुद को भी आपने सेफ रखना है. You yourself have to keep yourself protected as well. हम ऐसे नहीं रखते क्योंकि because it has got tendency to be absorbed from your skin. तो आपको भी अपना ख्याल रखना है. वैसे हम नहीं रखते, ठीक है? तो ये जैसे पेशेंट आएगा, the patient is coming in the emergency, then we will see the evidence of organophosphate whatsoever is there. If it is there, then remove it first of all. सही है? Then ABC, airway breathing, because bronchospasm is caused by the muscarinic activation. If you are not treating well, your patient will ultimately die of the acute respiratory failure. सही है? So airway should be maintained. Airway must be maintained, and these patients also are dehydrated. They are dehydrated, so fluids should also be given. सही है? Now coming towards the muscarinic activation. This is the muscarinic activation. How you will counter these features? Muscarinic.
Atropine.
Very good. Atropine. We will give the atropine. 2 mg. Some books 1 to 2 mg is written. Over 1 minute. And keep on giving until the patient
Secretions dry हो जाए.
secretions dry हो जाए. ठीक है? वरना दूसरे भी टेकिकार्डिक हो जाए, कंफ्यूजन हो जाए, फुली डायलेटेड पीपल्स हो जाए, ठीक है। Yes, meiosis is actually the muscarinic. Meiosis is muscarinic because atropine causes mydriasis. So meiosis is the muscarinic, mydriasis is the nicotinic. सही है। So atropine हम देंगे 2 mg और 1 मिनट हम देते जाएंगे जब तक secretions dry हो जाए and patient is able to maintain the oxygen saturation. So oxygen can be needed in these patients as well. सही है। So these are for the muscarinic manifestations. And what about the nicotinic manifestations? Nicotinic?
हेडेक आपने बताया।
Ralidoxime.
अच्छा ट्रीटमेंट
And what dose you will give?
आपने
जो
30
Stat में हम देंगे 30 mg per kg. Then maintain ये होगा आपका state. सही है। And maintenance would be 6 to 8 mg per kg. ठीक है। तो एक एम्प्यूल किस स्ट्रेंथ में आता है? 20 ml. 20 ml में एक एम्प्यूल आता है। सही है। इसमें मेडिसिन कितनी बड़ी होती है? इसमें मेडिसिन कितनी होती है? 200 mg. So ये 0 में गया, ये 2 में गया, तो ये हो गया 1 ml is equal to 10 ml.
10 mg
1 ml होगा ना?
10 mg
10 mg
10 mg सॉरी। सही है। 10 mg। ठीक है। So after that, how you will counsel these patients? Now coming towards the complications. What are the complications of the organophosphate poisoning? Yes, you are thinking something.
So
सर पैरालिसिस
ये आपकी कौन सी हो गई? ये हो गई cholinergic symptoms. ये जो हमने डिस्कस की, whatever we discussed, these all were the cholinergic symptoms. Means symptoms which are caused due to the activation of receptors secondary to acetylcholine. So these were the cholinergic symptoms. सही है।
yes sir.
And
acute respiratory failure, pancreatitis, acute liver injury.
cholinergic symptoms हो गई और दूसरी हो गई आपकी delayed polyneuropathy. We are discussing delayed polyneuropathy क्या है? Organophosphate induced delayed polyneuropathy. इन बीच में भी एक symptom होती है जिसे हम कहते हैं intermediate syndrome. Because it is a intermediate in between organophosphate induced delayed polyneuropathy and cholinergic symptoms. सही है। ठीक है। Intermediate symptoms. Intermediate symptoms patient usually present to you with the
रेस्पिरेटरी फेलियर
weakness of the trunk muscles, weakness of the neck muscles, and respiratory failure. ठीक है। और ये होती है आपकी 24 आवर to 96 आवर।
1 to 4 days.
और होगी कब? Cholinergic symptoms के बाद होगी। ठीक है। Organophosphate induced delayed polyneuropathy ये 96 आवर के बाद होती है। How these patients present?
इसके साथ होते हैं
They present with the neuropathies to you and shooting pain in the legs. The pain that arises due to the denervation or due to the damage to the nerves. Shooting pain in the legs and the neuropathies. And second complication, one is this complication intermediate, and second one is the organophosphate induced delayed polyneuropathy, and third one chronic organophosphate induced neuropsychiatric COPINT. Chronic organophosphate induced neuropsychiatric symptoms. These patients may develop the neuropsychiatric symptoms and they occur after this. सही है? So fourth complication is electrolyte imbalance. We have studied nausea, vomiting, lacrimation, dehydration. They may put the patient in the electrolyte imbalance. Hyperkalemia could be there as well. So if you are treating your patient with the atropine and pyridoxine and you are not taking care of the electrolytes, you will again kill your patient in the hyperkalemia. Serum electrolytes should be done. If one is asking you what is the role of calcium gluconate, you have to tell. So hyperkalemia can be there in the organophosphate poisoning. Therefore, we can give the calcium gluconate. We will correct the hyperkalemia. And fourth one is the cancer. Which cancer I mentioned? Prostate. So this was actually all about the organophosphate compound. If you have any question regarding this organophosphate compound poisoning, you may ask. But are you interested the real mechanism or the pathology of organophosphate? How they are actually inhibiting the acetylcholinesterase? Are you interested?
Yes, sir.
इसमें क्या होता है कि acetylcholinesterase है. Acetylcholinesterase enzyme. सही है. If you break down or if you deeply study the chemical structure of this acetylcholinesterase, there is actually the serine residue. Serine residues are there. For the activation of this enzyme, serine should be there. But now the organophosphate compound is coming. The organophosphate compound is saying to this acetylcholinesterase, I am rich in the phosphate compound and I will cause the phosphorylation of this serine. Phosphate will be given to the serine. Phosphate will be provided. So this serine residue will undergo the process of the phosphorylation. And once there is the phosphorylation of this component, the acetylcholinesterase will be inactivated. So this is actually the mechanism. And have you studied a few patients who are even prone to the organophosphate compounds? They do not develop the manifestation. Why? Have you studied this? Few patients who are prone to organophosphate compounds or poisoned, they still do not develop the manifestations. Why? Actually, I am finding the enzyme, and that is PON1. This enzyme PON1. Try to understand it. This is very important because a few agents are being under the investigations and study which mimic the activity of this enzyme. This PON1 is actually enzyme present in your body. This actually deactivates itself to the organophosphate compounds by causing the hydrolyzation in them. Organophosphate compounds are producing pathology to our body. They are creating pathological environment in our body by causing the phosphorylation. But we have also the defense system in the form of PON1. It deactivates the organophosphate compounds itself by producing hydroxylation in the organophosphate compounds. So the patients who have the high level of this enzyme in their body, they are actually immune to this organophosphate poisoning. So studies are under the investigations. They are creating the agents which mimic the activity of this, and the patients who have taken the organophosphate compounds, such agents should be given to them and they recover fully. So PON1 enzyme, this is the important, and you may study its full name from the net. So it is actually all about the organophosphate compound.